Now, it might be the height of summer, but there's always time to dip inside and do a little gaming, right? So, let's take a look at everything we've got to look forward to on Xbox this July, starting with the new releases. The only thing to fear is fear itself in the narrative adventure Guilt. Well, that and all the scary monsters, I guess? Ooh. In this third-person Coraline-esque adventure game, you play as a young girl named Sally, who suddenly finds that the creatures from her nightmares have broken into her waking life. Now, it's actually up to you how you want to deal with them. You can use sights and sounds to distract them while you sneak by, or just face your fears and confront them head on. Either way, you're in for one eerie adventure when Guilt arrives on the 6th.
Exoprimal was one of the many great games that got our pulses racing at this year's Xbox Showcase Extended, and you won't even have to wait that long for it as well, as it arrives day one on Game Pass on the 14th. Oh, and while we're talking about that, by the way, you might want to hit subscribe and ring the bell to hear the latest about all the other amazing games that are coming straight to Game Pass, because there are quite a few, actually, in case you didn't know. In this third-person mech shooter, you'll be competing against both other player teams and the environment, and by the way, by the environment, I actually mean hordes of bloodthirsty dinosaurs. Fortunately, you are going to have a variety of teched-up exosuits to help you out, all of which can be outfitted with a wide variety of different weapons and abilities to suit your playstyle. Work in tandem with your team though, and hopefully you won't be the one who ends up going extinct anytime soon.
We'll also be returning to the haunting world of Remnant on the 25th when the second game arrives. That means more exhilarating third-person action as you combine punchy shooting with even punchier, crunchy melee combat to take down a legion of ferocious mythical creatures. Just be ready for when the bosses show up, because these guys are very big, very dangerous, and they don't exactly seem to be in the best mood. In fact, you'll probably want to tag in a friend or two to play cooperatively. And hey, if all else fails, they might be able to distract the bad guy while you run like hell.
A man who truly lives up to his name next, right, Henry? Mr. Run and Jump will be bounding onto the screen on the 25th. This colourful game offers 2D platforming action in its purest, most precise form. With its cunning level design and silky controls, you'll really be putting your thumbs to the test as you dodge obstacles and skip past enemies. Like a, neon super Meat Boy, and it is just as challenging, by the way. But don't worry if you're not the slickest stick twiddler in the world, Mr. Run and Jump comes with a dynamic assistant feature that allows players to set the difficulty at a level that works just for them.
The most famous side-scrolling brothers in gaming return for a new adventure in Double Dragon Gaiden: Rise of the Dragons. Well, okay, maybe the second most famous? Still pretty good. Either way, this classic beat-em-up series has been rebooted as a roguelike with a dynamic level structure that ensures a fresh challenge on every single playthrough. At its heart though, this is the same all-action experience as Billy and Jimmy battle their way through the streets of New York. Be sure to rope in another player for a classic couch co-op experience, can't beat that, when Double Dragon Gaiden: Rise of the Dragons arrives on the 27th.
Telltale will be taking their patented style of narrative gaming to the world of The Expanse on the 27th. This brand new tale sort of acts as a prequel to the main tale, seeing Kara G reprising her role from the show as Kamina Drummer. As the executive officer aboard a scavenging ship, you're going to have to make some pretty tricky choices to avoid a full-blown mutiny, or something even worse than whatever that is. All of the choices you make will have consequences, so do your best and watch how your decisions ripple out across the galaxy. The first episode is out on the 27th, with subsequent episodes being released every 2 weeks afterwards. Bosh.
Last up, we've got Koa and the 5 Pirates of Mara. It's a sweet summary tribute to the 3D platformers of yore. Explore sandy beaches, bubbling volcanoes, and icy water worlds as you solve puzzles, collect items, and try to outfox some seriously nasty pirates. Whether you're introducing a new gamer to this colourful world, or just looking to prove your own skills as a speedrunner, Koa and the 5 Pirates of Mara is the ideal game to spend your holidays with. Oh, and it arrives on the 27th.
Now, Henry, as well as those flashy new titles, we also have a couple of rather exciting bits of new content on the way. WWE 2K23 gets its next batch of superstars with the Wyatt pack coming off Top Rope on the 19th. As well as, Mr. Wyatt himself, this new DLC will also include Joe Gacy, Blair Davenport, and a pair of mythologically themed muscle men, Zeus and Valhalla.
One Xbox Showcase reveal that was sure to shiver your timbers was the Legend of Monkey Island update that is coming to Sea of Thieves for free on the 20th. Over the course of 3 new tales, you'll get to return to classic locations like Melee Island and mix it up with Guybrush, LeChuck, and other classic Monkey Island characters. Until then, you might want to plot a course for Game Pass, where you'll find both Sea of Thieves and Guybrush's most recent adventure, Return to Monkey Island. With all this awesome stuff on the way this summer, you'll never want the holidays to end. But they do have to eventually. Sorry. Bye!